What use is an F-call? The Amateur Foundation licence in Australia has a range of obligations and restrictions that differentiate it from other amateur licences. The most visible of those is a limit on power of 10 watts. The bands that are allowed: 80 metres, 40 metres, 15, 10, 2 and 70 centimetres. Another restriction is related to the use of a computer and your radio. The interpretation is often made along the lines of, you cannot use a computer connected to your radio. And that's simply not the case. The current LCD, as of January 2014, says the licensee must not operate an amateur station using automatic mode or computer-controlled mode. And it says the licensee must not operate an amateur station that is directly connected to a public telecommunications network. It adds in italics a note: an amateur foundation station may be indirectly connected to a public communications network through a gateway operated by another licensee. This means you can use your radio to connect to Echolink and IRLP, both internet-based radio technologies. What you cannot do is run an Echolink node on your computer, connect the computer to the radio, and have incoming connections activated by somebody over the internet. You cannot do this not because it's a public telecommunications network, more on that in a moment, but because the computer is controlling the radio without your input, which you're not permitted to do. Now, the public telecommunications part. I know that some of you are already spluttering, but. The amateur station isn't directly connected to a public telecommunications network. It's connected to a computer, which in turn is connected to a network, which in turn is connected to the internet. This restriction isn't about the internet. It's about connecting an amateur radio to the telephone network, about having someone ring a phone number and the audio that comes in be sent over the air on your radio. It's about ensuring that only appropriately licensed persons access the station to transmit. It's an example of how regulation and invention are often not in sync. Another point: APRS, Automatic Packet Reporting System, is a way to use amateur radio to transfer packets of information to people who want it. For example, it can be used to report a GPS location, the state of a battery at a repeater site, the reed switch on a security door, whatever you can dream up. As a foundation licensee, you cannot use the digital mode to send packets using your radio, but nothing prevents you from using APRS on your phone. This has nothing to do with your amateur license or with the ACMA. It's a system built and used by amateurs, but if you're not using your radio, you're good to go. Also, there's nothing stopping you from listening to packet radio. You might even pick up an ArduSat or two and help out school science in the process. Other modes you might look at are PSK31, RTTY, JT65, WSPR. The sky is the limit when you listen. Go forth and have fun. I'm Ono, VK6FLAB.